again, and welcome back to Wingot Plays Satisfactory. I did record an episode in between, and unfortunately all I have is a black screen. It didn't actually record the game window for some reason. But at the moment I'm up in the Crater Lakes biome, because up here I have started building a storage area. And this storage area, I'm trying to make it look a bit nice. I've unlocked the various windows, doors, and various things, and I'm trying to, give it a bit of a nice look. I also will probably wind up using some frame foundations and things like that to try to make it all look nice, or at least different to just the great big cubes that we have in the other areas of the map. The other thing we did, so in the episode that basically got deleted, I doubled our coal power system. So the coal power system was making 600 megawatts off of the single coal miner, Mark 1. Apparently it's running through the roof here in the cave. And so I was able to, with the advanced steel production unlock that we were just getting to at the end of the previous recorded episode, that was going to unlock for us the ability to make the Miner Mark IIs. And the Miner Mark II generates double as much resources per node as the Miner Mark I. And so I also got the Mark III conveyor belts, which can transport 270 per minute instead of the 120 that the Mark II conveyor belts can do. And so those two together meant that we could double our coal production here by replacing that with a Mark II miner. And then these are all Mark III conveyor belts, which has meant that we've been able to double our power network over here. And as you can see, we've got 1200 megawatts constant, which is very nice because we were already using over 500, and I want to do a bit of another build at this point, but the build I'm looking at doing is going to use about 350 megawatts. So that is of course going to chew up a lot of power. It might be worth building it half the size to start with, but what I want to do is I want to automate the modular frames. At the moment, we did have upstairs here a temporary build making modular frames, and all we had to do was feed in reinforced iron plates and iron rods, and it would give us modular frames. But that was only a temporary build, and it was using input from these storage crates. What I'd like to do is actually build a proper build for that, and so for this we are going to need to make a bit more space. So let's install, and I'm going to need some more iron plates. So let's go fill up our inventory with the basics so that we can get to work on making a new factory build here. Also, while I'm here, I'm just going to check 5 coupons. Not bad. Okay, we've got iron plates, rods. I think we're running a bit short on. Yeah, we've only got 1 stack there. Screws, we don't need to worry about. Wires, we're going to have 3 stacks in our inventory. Cables, we don't even have a single stack, so let's grab some more. And then concrete, we only have less than a stack, so we'll grab a couple of that. And while we're here, let's just quickly empty out some of this spare stuff that we've got in our inventory, which does not need to be there. Get rid of that. You can have the meat, and I think we're doing pretty well. There you go. Cleared out a chunk of the inventory. So now let's quickly pop over to here. And I'm just quickly going to make it so that I can see what I'm trying to build, while also be able to see the time left on this recording. So, quickly, let us extend this out. Good. So that we can walk to this area, and then so in order to do the half size build, I'm going to need 4 smelters. So 4 smelters. We want a bit more space here. How close are we? Okay, we're getting pretty close to overlapping. In fact, I think one more here will actually overlap with where the factory is. Perfect. So, to start with, let's just do the standard. Yep, good. Didn't that line up? Was this out of line? I think so. Good, and then perfect. Good, so all that lines up. Now we can put a splitter here and here, and then both of them are going to get their input from this side. So we're going to need a Mk II because this is going to need at least, that's the wrong spot, this is going to need at least 120 coming in. Should be a Mk II. There. Perfect. Cool. And each of these is going to be doing iron. Good. And then we can do 60 there, 30 there, perfect. And that can connect to there and there. Good. So these are producing 4 smelters worth of iron, so 120 iron per minute. Then if we go up a level, using the standard design that we've had for all of the factories so far, wrong. So, we are going to need 2.5 constructors, 1.1 foundries, and 1.45 constructors. So, we are going to need, and those 2 half constructors can't be shared. So, we are going to need 2 constructors and 3 constructors. So 5 constructors feeding into 1.5 assemblers will produce the reinforced iron plates that we need. So that's probably where we're going to start. So step 1, let's go over here, build a ramp. There. Then extend that out so that it is 5 by 5. Perfect. So the iron, I believe, let's take a quick look at this. So iron plates, we're going to need 2 constructors making iron plates. So step 1, let's put those here. And so we're going to need iron plates. Oh, I'm out of reinforced iron plates. Let me just go grab some of those. Perfect. And so we're going to need, in total, 5 constructors. 2 of them are going to be doing iron plates. at a rate of I need 29 between the two of them. So 14.5 will make 29. Okay, so 14.5. Good. And then these guys are going to be making iron wires using the alternate iron wire recipe. And I'm going to need, let's see, 115.58 divided 2. I need 57.79, which is 19.26 per machine. Perfect. So then we can copy that to there and to there. Perfect. And so all of these are now ready, that if we just feed in 21.75 times 2, 43.5 plus 10.7 times 3, 32.1 plus 43.5. So we need 75.6 coming up this way. So the easy option will be to take 2 of these, which will make 6, and then we can just split off of this guy here and then feed that around. That's the input line. Yeah, okay. Let's change that, and what we'll do is we'll actually bring that sec. It'll be really nice once I unlock the jetpack and can stop having to run around when I fall. So that can then feed into, let's put a conveyor back to step 1. Move this back, put that there, to there, and then make that a conveyor facing that way. Perfect. And that can come across to, let's say, here. Good. And then it can come back down to there. Perfect. And now we just need here a conveyor merger. Actually, yes. So that can be a conveyor merger. Right. It doesn't want to go into the middle, I think, because that's in the way. So let's do this merger. Output to the side there, and then you hook into there. Although, I think what I want to do is actually move this back a little bit so that this can go that, and that can just go straight into there. Perfect. Okay. Cool, so we've now got 2.5 smelters worth coming into here, which can then go straight up. That's not going to work because it's in the way, so let's extend that up there. Now, I think I want to take it one further. There. Okay, now let's run upstairs, connect that. To here. Perfect. Now we need splitters. Input. Yep, good. And then there. And there. Okay, and last thing is these actually need to be Mark II. So that's going to be a Mark II conveyor. And then down here, this also needs to be a Mark II. Perfect. So we should have now more than about coming into there to feed these various constructors. Now all of these are going to need to feed into 2 assemblers. Oops. Producing 8.665 each. So we do actually have plenty of room here that we should be able to put the assembler here as well. So what if we do that? Let's see if we can move it back a little bit so that there is room. Oops, that's right in the middle. There we go. So that there's room to merge them back together. Now, that can connect there. This does need a merger. That merger and it outputs right there. Not going to work. Arguably, merger doesn't actually need to be. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to work. So I think I need to move this assembler back at least one more. How about we go there? Merger. Output to put. Perfect. That's so close. And then if we go to there, that can't. Yeah, okay. Because if I try to go here, I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be able to connect to there. And I'm thinking if I try to rotate it like this, then and maybe it works, but because then we can just put here a merger, oops, merger, pointing this way, and then that can have input there, into there, and to there. These are producing just under 20 each, so we'll have 60, which is one belt, and then this would need to be a splitter there. Move the assembler back a tiny bit, and okay, so that would actually connect. Stitched iron plate. And then we would need to just replicate that on this side. And then the trick is we need to feed the iron from them into here, which is easy enough. So then we've got our iron plates coming in, our iron rods. This needs to be making stitched iron plates. And what did I say? I said 8.665 per minute, which divide that by a further 2. 4.3325 each. Perfect. Good. 4.33, 4.33. Good. So we now have the where's the middle is right there. There. Cool. And so now we just need to bring this over to there. Perfect. So we now have here the reinforced iron plates being made, and so the next step is we need to actually make the steel pipes. So for the steel pipes, we're going to need at least one foundry, maybe two, and then some constructors. So let's make core number 2. Okay, let's continue the ramp. And this one is going to need... Okay. So this one's going to have the iron coming up from this side. So let's try to just connect it onto here. And we're going to need coal and iron coming up. So let's actually move that so that iron is there, coal is there. Although probably the neater way to do it would be to put coal here. Yeah. Okay, now we need a foundry, which gets to have both the iron and the coal as input. We could get this running with just one of these. It needs to produce 65 a minute. Okay, let's leave it with just one for now. And so then we are going to need at least 2 constructors, maybe 3, but let's start with 2. In fact, we'll build 3, but we'll only hook up 2. This guy is making steel pipes and steel pipes. Okay, so both of those. And so what we need is 43.5. And so this is going to be a little bit short. But I think it'll be fine. We can do with some slight inefficiency. Apparently we've run out of iron plates though. So ow. Going to need to go grab a few more of those. And let's quickly pop over here. Iron plates. Good, and I think we're pretty fine with everything else. Oh, and the reason I've got the number of tickets I do at the moment is because I actually set up a system in here where it's super ugly. I've basically got splitters splitting these steel pipes and steel beams, which we're completely full on, and feeding them into this awesome thing over here, which has substantially improved our global throughput by having these steel products. Now, if we can quickly pop back upstairs here, we can go to our 2 constructors, and they should both be making steel pipes. That's all good. Right, this is probably just ran out of the materials to make these belts. Good, so these will now be making steel pipes, and then upstairs we are just going to need 4 assemblers And in fact, let's do this. Let's connect that to there, connect that to there. And both they're only going to be carrying about 45 each, so that'll be fine with tier 1 belts. That is super, super ugly. But let's ignore it for now. 1, 2, and then time for our assembler builds. And I do wonder whether we are going to be able to fit 4 assemblers on a 5x5, or whether I'm going to need additional space. But that's something we'll have to figure out in a moment. Okay, so we have over here the reinforced iron plates coming in. Easily we can actually bring in the steel pipes over this side, so we can make the output side over here. But let's take a look. So assemblers, we could, so it does look like we can easily fit 4 assemblers. Perfectly fit 4 assemblers. And then we just need, the easiest option will actually bring both onto this edge, because then we can split one on the ground here. I don't think that was in the right spot. That's definitely not in the right spot. Good. And then that can connect all of those. So these guys are making steeled frame, which is one of the alternate recipes that we got. Good. And then the last step will be, we actually do need a couple of splitters feeding the that input line. Come on. Why is that one not lining up? Okay. Perfect. And then at that one, we can just put a conveyor to each of these. And we now have capacity for both of the inputs to be coming up on the same line. Perfect. I am just going to put a quick break in here and wire everything up, connect the few conveyors that are missing, and get everything up and running. I will see you in just a moment. And perfect. With all I did was connect up all the various conveyors and elevators and the power, and it worked. Didn't have to do any troubleshooting at all, and we've got a build that's now making us 13 modular frames per minute, which is much better than the manual system that we had previously, which I believe was only making 2 per minute, even with the fact it was manual. Maybe it was making 5. It did only have one assembler though, so at best it was a quarter of the potential throughput of our current build. Yeah, 2 per minute. This build was making all of 2 per minute, and we can now deconstruct it because we no longer need this, or they will probably do a similar build in future for the next thing that we don't want to automate yet. But we now have all of the tier 4 items automated, or possibly tier 5, with, actually yes, I think modular frames were tier 4, but we've now automated them using some steel recipes, which is what I was delaying until. Let's just have a quick glance over here. So, oh wow, I'm very much getting, so tier 2, modular frames, rotors, copper sheets, and tier 1, no, tier 2, I don't see the reinforced iron plates in here. It's required to do the conveyor, it wasn't a tier 1. Oh wow, it's a tier 0 hub upgrade 3 for the reinforced iron plates. So we've got the reinforced iron plates, we've got the rotors, we've got the modular frames, all automated at this point. We're automated completely up to tier 2. If we take a look at tier 3, nothing there needs automation, nothing there needs automation. Steel beams, steel pipes, we've got automated. The versatile framework is only used for the space elevator. So at this point, we're up to automating the tier 4 recipes. Encased industrial beams, stators, motors, heavy modular frames are the things we're going to need to automate in the next episodes. The hypertubes are also going to need those encased industrial beams that I just mentioned, and they're the last thing we've got left to unlock here for tier 4. And hypertubes are pretty awesome, but in order to get them up and running, we're going to need encased industrial beams. And so I think next episode we'll be expanding our build here to get some extra encased industrial beams. But that's all for this time. We've automated modular frames